if this was a Chinook class, we would spend a good hour probably just talking about this the first few times. But yeah, if it's got an English equivalent, we won't spend much time on it. I'm just going to say these and you'll repeat after me, I hope. So, aughts. Boston. See, that's how you say an American, really. Boston. It used to be by default white, I guess, but that's how you say American. Boston. And for obvious reasons, right? Say where are you from, and everybody that came on a ship said Boston. So that's who they were. Boston. Chinook. Choo. If you have this it's a glottalized marker over the top of a consonant. It means that you'd say it just like in English, like the word ahead of it, or maybe not like the word ahead of it, but Chinook or church, ch. You say, you actually stop the sound where it gets pronounced. So ch, it's right back here. You stop the air there long enough for air to build up behind it and really push it out hard. And when it comes out hard, it kind of stops. It makes a little stop. It's a glottalized. It's called being glottalized. It stops down here. It says, ch, right, and then the rest comes out. Choo, 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 choo. It's just a harder sound than you're used to saying in English. There's nothing like it in English, but there's a ton of this in Chinook. And by the way, this sound system that Chinookan has is shared by almost every Northwest Coast language. So even though Northwest Coast languages are remarkably not related, they remarkably share the same sound system. So it's called, well, anyway, they call it like the Northwest Sprachbund or something. I don't know what you call it, but meaning that there's this whole area along the Northwest Coast where these sounds are very, very common. On the other hand, Chinookan and like Cowlitz, for instance, or Chehalis or Tillamook are totally unrelated languages, but they have all the same sounds basically. I mean, very similar. So you can go a long ways by learning this set of sounds. You go a long ways to if you were looking at like Puget Sound Salish or some of the other local languages. Docta, Dret, Muck, Get up. You like that? Get up. Hee. Eve. That X is when we'll say more about it down below, but that's our light X. It's kind of said where you say more like a K up here, just the kind of rough of your mouth. E. Well, everybody can make that sound actually in English because cats make that sound. What's a cat do? It goes, right? So that's basically what it is. E. And then ikta, which it says what? Ikta means a thing, just means thing. And it has all kinds of uses. Then we'll say gumducks. And then if you notice on the next one, Kyuden. That H means it's aspirated. That means that there's air coming after it. It's the same sound as like Coke or cow. I know those are C's in English, but it's the same sound. So if you put your hand in front of your mouth and say cow or Coke, there's a big puff of air comes out, right? Coke. Many of the consonants in Chinook are not aspirated. So this K for gumducks, it's not cum-tux with a bunch of air. The K and the T are unaspirated. Gumducks. It's not a G and a D. It's not gum ducks. It's gumducks. It's just like you bite the sound off before a bunch of air can come out. Gumducks. On the other hand, Kyuden is aspirated. It's like an English K. And then here's an unaspirated K that has a W after it. It means it's rounded. And we would just say quansum. And then there's quada. That's a rounded aspirated K. And it's the same sound in English, queen. Queen. So in English you write a Q, Q-U of course, for a rounded K sound basically. So it's the same sound as like English keen and then queen. Everybody say that, keen, queen. The only difference is one's rounded, right? It's a rounded consonant, queen, keen, queen. That's what this is showing you, quata, queen, right? It's the same thing you say for quarter in English. And then here's an ejective K, ow, ow. You stop the air at the ow, 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 cow, ow, cow. Cow, cow's like tied up good, right? Cow, cow. Slush mahaim cow, cow. Was. Was. It's a rounded ejective K. Was. And then Lulu. And then sloosh. 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 If you say look in English, any word with an L, but just look, where your tongue sits, look, say that, look. You can feel where your tongue is. It doesn't really move to say the sound, it's just that you have to push air around the sides. So instead of saying look, you say look, 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 look. You're just shoving air around the side of your tongue. Look, look. If you think about English THL, it is kind of like that, right? Look. It's not exactly, but look, look, look. That sound, these sounds sound very foreign, but they're common to you in some way. Like if the double L in Welsh, right? Like Lloyd, you know the name Lloyd, is actually this sound. It's a Floyd. It's just you don't know. I mean, but so English has related, there's related local European whatever languages like Llewellyn with the two L's together are telling you it's that sound in that language that it comes from. So European languages made this sound too. Some. And then Mithlite, Nonich, Lagom, Bolich, which is the word where potlatch is from, right? Potlatch or Bolich. That's potlatch, Bolich or potlatch. And then peak. See, it's got an ejective K. I'd normally write that with a W because it's really a rounded K. A rounded ejective K, right? Peak. And then an ejective P is kind of funny because your lips have to stop the sound. So you go up, right? Uck is fist fighting. Uck. And here, these cues are a set of sounds that we don't have in English at all, and they're like English K. They're just a stop, but instead of happening up here in your mouth, they happen back here. So the back of your tongue, the root of your tongue pushes towards the back of your throat, and so this one here's kind of easiest. If you say hada, there's no friction, it's just a stop. Hada. So ka and ka. Ka is with a K, ha is back here. Ka.
Are you pushing air out?
Ha. It's just a stop, like where you'd say T or K, or just stopping the sound, but it's back here. Hada. And ka are two different words in Chinook, so you have to. I'm not sure that an English speaker that grows up only speaking English would ever hear the difference of ka and ka. Really hear it, But you can learn to make the difference easy. I mean, that's pretty easy to learn to make it. Luckily, those two words aren't that confusable. I mean, usually context tells you what's going on. Comma, mislight could be mistaken though, like you're still alive or where do you live? So, a little confusing.